Okay, so let's talk about how you should use your leg and how you should not use your leg. So we'll start with the positive ways of using your legs. So one way that people don't often think about is using your upper leg. So using your inner thigh and kind of knee pressure into the saddle, that can help like with the turning aid. You can actually kind of close your inner thigh and your knee into the saddle, and that can help turn your horse's shoulder. Another correct way to use your leg would be to close your calf. So you probably can't see that much of a difference, but I can put pressure in my calf, and that should be a aid for your horse. Your horse should respond if you close your calf and put pressure there. And then the third way would be you can use a little spur. So if the calf doesn't work, then I may come in with my spur, which obviously he responds to. I may come in, close my leg with my spur, but you can see how, like, especially because this horse is a little small, to use my spur, I have to kind of draw my heel up, which isn't ideal. Ideally, I'd like to be able to keep my leg long. And then the third way to use your leg would be to kick. So when you kick your horse, you want to kick and then take your leg off, like you kick a soccer ball. That would be another correct way to use your leg. Obviously, you would start with your calf, and then if your horse doesn't respond to your calf, you can give them that kick. But again, it's like that, a slap, like a punch. Sorry, buddy. Okay, so the ways not to use your legs, which I see all the time. So the biggest one I see is like the death grip. Like people just grip like this with their lower leg and incessantly. They just leave their spur dug into their horse. Oftentimes people too, they even bring their knee up over the knee roll and they just grip like this all the time. So if you ride like this, your horse is going to completely ignore your leg. Another one that drives me crazy is when people just kick and, I call it like kick and grind. Like they just kick and then they just hold their leg in the horse. So when you kick your horse, you got to kick and release, not kick and then grind your spur into them. That's not a correct way to use your leg. The other incorrect way to use your leg is like to wiggle your foot. So sometimes I do this, which is a bad habit, I will admit. But lots of people, they like wiggle incessantly. And again, your horse is just going to ignore that. It's super important whenever you use a leg aid to keep your leg long. So you never want to be drawing your leg up or too far back. You want to try to keep your leg as long as possible, so that your seat and your hips stay free. The end.